Hello, sorry folks, I was a little late. It's been one of those days today. Oh, it looks like I've got reflection from my lights. So let me turn off those lights. All right, that looks better. So, hope everybody's doing well today. Sorry about being late. My son just came in and I was just greeting him, and all of a sudden I looked over and went, oh my goodness, it's 4 o'clock. I need to be on. So, let me go to my page and see if I can see the live, and so I can see comments and things and such. But good afternoon. It is Friday, June 21st, first full day of summer. Yay! And that's got, let's see, trying to figure out what is going. Wait a minute. I've never seen this glare on my, let's see. Is there a glare now? Let's see. This is the first time I'm working with a gray matte, and yeah, there's a glare. I don't ever remember seeing that glare before. Let's see. Let's check. We'll play with colors, with lights. I'll undo that. Much better, sort of. All right. This is the first time I've worked with this matte before, so now I'm getting that glare. Oh well, but you know what? We're not going to be working with that, so hopefully you won't see the glare. Anyway, this is Jennie. I'm so sorry for this. This is sort of how my day has been going last couple days. My name is Jennie Fetz, and I am an independent Stampin' Demonstrator in the San Francisco Bay Area, and welcome to my Fun Friday. I am going to be working with this bundle, Country Flowers. It's a fun one. It's part of the Country Woods suite, but oh yeah, there's my lights. I apologize. But anyway, I'm going to be working with this bundle, and right now, bundles like this, which is stamps and dies, are still on sale 10% off. So usually you get a 10% discount when you bundle dies and coordinating stamps together, and now you're getting an additional 10% on top of that savings. So that sale goes on through the end of June 30th. And also what I'm going to show you, let me share with you my newest little purchase. I am so excited. I purchased a mini die cut machine in the boho blue, and these are on sale right now as well. So that's exciting. And this one and the regular size are on sale. I think those are 10% off as well. So I'll be using this during the live because we're going to be doing some die cutting with our bundle. So let's go ahead and show you. I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I've used this bundle on, and then I'll show you what card we're going to be doing in a little bit. So here's one card, and this one was done, actually both of these were done using items from the Country Wood suite, which includes the Country Flowers bundle, and they were done for my team. Our team leader does Prize Patrol every month, and she gives us challenges. And this month, for the month of June, we had a Prize Patrol bingo, and we had to create, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 different cards, and one of them was to use all items from a suite, and then another one was use 2 or 3 different kinds of designer series paper. This one was the one that did for the whole suite, and then this one was the 2 different designer series papers. The gray stripe is from the Country Lace DSP bundle or DSP packet, and the blue wood is from the Country Woods designer series paper packet. So let's go ahead and put these off to the side. Let me show you in our catalog where you can find. Here's the Country Woods suite. If you want to see the bundle, here's the bundle right here for Country Flowers. It's on page 50, and this is the one we're going to be using, as well as we're going to be using some designer series paper from page 51 in the Country Lace Designer Series group of paper. So let's go ahead and get started. Put this off to the side. If there's any crazy noise that you hear, my husband's in the garage working on cars, and the wall here backs up to the garage. And like I said, my son came home for the night, and who knows, he'll be bounding down the stairs in a little bit. But let's go ahead and I'll show you the card we're going to make today. I used the catalog again. Let me pull the catalog out again. I used our, I tell you, I think it's a lack of sleep this week. I'm struggling for words. I used the sketch images that they gave us for card design on page 22 of our catalog. They have all of these sketches down here, and I used this one down here let's see if I can show you. There we go. This one, where my thumb is at, is the one that I used as my inspiration for this. I used it as an inspiration, meaning I used parts of it, and then I added a little to it, and I switched it up a little bit. So this is the card we're going to be making. So let's go ahead and let's see. Here's our supplies that we used. This card, I made it so it was a vertical opening card. Goes from bottom to top, so forth. Here's all my information. In fact, I'll show you what I did to zhuzh up the inside of the card. I used some of the stamps from the bundle as well. And those stamps coordinate with the DSP really well. So it's this is a 11 by 4 1/4, but I'm going to go ahead and do it so it opens up like a regular or standard card, and that means it is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. Let's go ahead and burnish this. All right. And then we're using as our base, first layer is a piece of Misty Moonlight, and this measures at 4 1/8 by 5. A very small edge of white, frame of white around it. Hey Shannon, how are you? Welcome. I hope everything's going well for you today. So we're going to go ahead, and this is our, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to just glue this on now. Get this going. And put a little bit of glue on here. I'm in a Tombow mode today because I want the giving, you know, the extra time to move paper around, given how things have been going. Anyway, I can't talk today, but I love it when I do the 1/8 edge of the frame, so it really makes it pop, but it doesn't take up too much. Not take up too much. It doesn't. It gives us a lot of space. Anyway, okay. Our next piece is going to be basic white, and this is 3 by 5, and the layer on top of it is going to be 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this is the country lace DSP. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on that. And I only have one card for you today. Again, it's been one of those weeks that I only was able to get one card put together. I had a class last night, and we had so much fun that by the end of the evening, I was wiped out. I was exhausted, and I think it ended at 9, and I think I was in bed by 9:30. So, all right, so we got that, and this is going to go right here. Now, you can, if you wanted to zhuzh up this card a little bit more, step it up a little bit, this Misty Moonlight, you could easily throw it into the eyelet 3D embossing folder, and it would give you this same similar pattern, but as an embossed raised pattern on the paper. So that would look nice too, but I sort of like this because this gives us so much movement already. All right, now for the stamping. Yeah, the class, we had a good time. We had a really, really good time. So we're going to use the pail, and I've worked with the flowers before, but I'm going to work with the greenery here, and I really like how it turned out. I'm going to show you something I learned from my friend in Upline, Patty Bennett. All right, and the colors we're going to use are Pebbled Path, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for the inside of the card, and the rest of it is going to be our Memento Black. So let's go ahead and stamp our bucket, our pail. All right, and we're going to stamp right here in the middle, and there we go. Now, before I do this, I am going to use my gray granite Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to use the dark gray granite Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to add a little shading to it. I'm going to actually add right here on the edge, and we're going to color the edging of the bucket or pail, and color this in just so it gives it a little more dimension, a little more I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not doing well with words today. A little more I don't know, dimension, I guess is the right word. Anyway, so we're going to do that, and now what I'm going to do, I thought I had some white paper. I'm going to set this aside. We'll do all our die cutting at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of scrap white paper. Here we go. And I'm going to cut this down a little bit so it goes through on my mini Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine. And then we're going to stamp our, oh, there it is, the black. The fern, or I don't know what type of plant this is. I'm not a big plant person. I definitely did not inherit my grandma's green thumb. So I think, yeah, it goes like this. We're going to stamp here. Perfect. All right, set that aside. And usually when you color, I'm going to color with some blends, and when you color with blends, you always use the Memento Black. You don't use the Stays On, you use the Memento. I can't remember why. I'll have to look it up, and I can share with you guys another day. Maybe I can put it on my blog tomorrow. I'll look it up and see if I can put it on my blog tomorrow. And by telling you that, guess what? It means I have to do it. I'm holding myself accountable. So I'm going to look up why we use the Tuxedo Black, why we use the Memento. So we're going to do Granny Apple Green, both dark and light. Yeah, the small one's much easier to handle, but you know, you can't, there's only a couple of embossing folders, some mini embossing folders that you can use with it. Otherwise, you need the big one for the embossing folders. But I like the mini one for doing over here, and so I have an extra one for card classes like last night when there's more than one person needing to die cut some items. So let's start with Granny Apple Green Dark, and I'm going to start with the, I'm not going to use the paintbrush side, I'm going to use the bullet side. And I've always been taught that you can use the dark, and you go dark first, and a lot of times you can use dark right along some of the lines that Stampin' Up! Has put on their stamps, because that's where some of your shading would be. And so I'm going to go along the center, because we always know that the veins in a leaf is usually a little bit darker than the rest of the of the leaf. Let's see, I know I wish the opening was, yeah, at least one standard embossing folder, but you know, it's good. We're all good. I'm going to use the paintbrush side of the light granny apple green just to color in the rest of the leaves. You know, it would look pretty. I'm doing this in all green, but you could almost do like some sunset type colors for some of those flowers that are plants that are in the autumn when they start changing colors. Let's see. And let's color. I'm not going to talk much because if I talk while coloring, I might go out the lines. So, there we go. All right. And you can see how the dark up here, I'll pick this up and show it to you in just a minute. Almost. All right. Yeah, you can see it bled outside a little bit. So I'm going to get my color corrector. I'll show this up. You can see where it bled outside the line a little bit. Luckily, we're going to be die cutting this. But if you're not die cutting, you can always use your color corrector, which is the white one. And it sort of lifts the color. And after a little bit, you don't see that extra color anymore. Now, a little trick I also learned from Patty is after you use your Stampin Blends, you can also pull out your watercolor pencils, and by adding them, because they're a different medium, it actually helps and it gives a little more dimension to the plant or to the whatever it is you're coloring. So I'm going to use garden green, and I'm going to color a little bit along the middle, and I might pull in some old olive. I haven't decided. But I like the shading, how it gives a little additional shading to it and dimension when you do it. My daughter's baking cookies and it's smelling very good right now. And I was so blessed because she's like, I'm going to get these done. I'm going to get them mixed up and everything before you start on your live, Mom, so it doesn't disrupt you because the kitchen's right behind me. So... anyway, so there's a little bit of dimension that's added by adding, it gives a little more depth to it by adding the garden green pencil. Let's see, we might try a little old olive too. Well, I'm not sure about that. That's okay, one leaf with a little bit of old olive. Actually, I sort of like that. What do you think? You can see where I've added the old olive here a little bit. I don't know. Let's do a couple more leaves and see. Not every leaf needs to have some old olive. We'll do a little bit. All right, that's enough. It gives them a little bit of color. All right, so we're done with that. We're going to put those aside. And now we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I'm using a sentiment that says sending love. And I'm going to do this in black as well. So, let's see. There we go. We're going to... No, I don't like how the S blurred. So let's go ahead and do this again. We're going to turn this over. Oh, much clearer. Much better. Oh. No. Hopefully this cleans off really good. Let's see. We'll clean it later. All right, so let's do our die cutting. Let me move. We'll keep these here. We'll set this stuff off to the side. And we'll pull up the die cut machine. my little Minnie, my baby blue. And here's something I've learned. I've always been told that, especially with the minis, that you want to do your plates in an E format. And sometimes it's hard to understand and it's hard to see the E format. But basically what it means is your bottom plate, it goes down, and then your middle plate, your cutting plate, is a little bit farther back. Let's see. And then your top plate is aligned with the cutting plate. An easier way to do that, if you look at this, let me show you. You have your base plate, then you put your cutting plate, and I align the number 2 right below the number 1, and see how they're offset a little bit. And then let's see. And then what I do after I put my paper in, I make sure that the top plate, number 2, is right over the 1. Let's see. You can see how that goes? Yeah. So let's go ahead and we're going to die cut the pail. Let me get my dies out. We'll die cut the pail. And what I do is I always adhere the die with a Post-it. And let's see if we can get, oh, we might be able to. You know what? I'm going to cut a little bit of the bottom off so that we can fit this on here as well. And we'll get the pail and the plant cut at the same time. Do I have any more Post-its over here? I don't see any. I'll have to go grab one real quick. And this one is just sort of, you keep turning it until it looks like it fits right like that. Oh, I do have one. I have a yellow one right here. So we'll go ahead and get that. So, and that is aligned, and we'll go ahead and now put this plate up here, and there's our sandwich. Put it in, and it's going to wiggle a little bit, but hopefully not too much. The camera. Oh, I'm loving this little machine. Now I don't have to leave the screen, oops, to go cut these during one of my lives. All right, and so let's take this. We've got our pail. We'll put that off to the side. And we've got our plant. We'll put that right there. And then we're going to take, we're not going to use any of the dies from this bundle now. We're going to use Stylish Shapes. And we're going to use the thin long banner from Stylish Shapes, this one right here. All right, put that off to the side, and let's line it up. And I'm going to leave it more off to the side where the indent on the banner is closer to the word sending, because we're going to be cutting this off a little bit like it is on this one right here on the card. So let's go ahead and attach that. Put that in there. We'll cut this real quick. So, are you doing creativity now tomorrow, Shan? I'm not going to. We got a lot going on. We got my son's in town, and we're going to do a big family dinner tomorrow to celebrate Father's Day, since my son was not able to come down last weekend and my husband was working. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And so we're doing a big family dinner. My husband's going to smoke brisket over 10 hours and smoke a little flank steak for me and anybody else who wants it, and shrimp, and we got family's macaroni salad and all sorts of fun stuff tomorrow. So we're going to have a big feast in the late afternoon, early evening. We'll put those off to the side. Let's go ahead and put our card together. What I've done is I've glued the pail down, and then we'll pop up the plant with dimensionals. We'll center that right there. We'll grab some dimensionals, and we'll pop our plant up. Let's see, right there, right there. There we go. There's that, and then we'll do little, but I'll do it after I. Oh, look at that. Let's see. That one cut just right. Perfect. I must have. Interesting. All right, well, that works. It wasn't planned. I was going to do the cutting a little bit, but that worked out. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, I just realized, let me use my Granny Green Dark bullet point. I realized I didn't do the stalks of the plant. So we'll do that. And then we'll go ahead and glue this on. Alright, so we've got that. And now we're going to take one of our small stamps. We're going to use there's a small stamp that's got this pattern. We're going to use Pebbled Path. And we're going to stamp on the bucket to give it a little design. There's that. Alright, there's that. And we'll clean that off because I'm going to use that for the inside in just a minute. And now we're going to attach our sentiment. We're going to use our mini dimensionals. And this is the difference in size between the mini and the regular dimensional. And the mini is great for banners like this. So we're going to put a couple of mini dimensionals on here. And we're going to align this straight edge with the edge of the card. And let's go ahead and take these off. So, and right there, we pop that. So there's our card, Sending Love, and it's using our Country Flowers bundle. And let's go ahead and finish this off. We're going to zhuzh up the inside. I'm going to add a little stamping to the inside. Sometimes I do DSP, sometimes I like to stamp. And we're going to stamp some of these patterns right here. We're going to, there's our pattern. And we'll do a little shape there. There we go. And there is our pattern. Our card. There's our Country Flowers bundle card using the sketch inspiration inside from our catalog. So there you go. You could do this. You know what would be really pretty is where do I have it? Where's my paper? I don't have it right here with me, but Country, I have the catalog, so I can show you the catalog. The Country lace paper has this pattern in like the petal pink, and it would be beautiful with this. Matter of fact, if you look at it here it is in petal pink. That would look really pretty with this stamp set. And they also have one which is like a cross between a crumb cake. I think it's a crumb cake. I'm not sure 100%, but I think it's a crumb cake color. So either one of those would look really pretty on this, used in this way as well. So anyway, well, thank you so much for joining me. I know this was a quick one compared to the last couple ones I've done, but I just wanted to share this bundle with you. Don't forget, bundles with dies are on sale for 10% off between now and June 30th. So that means you've only got 9 days left because today's the 21st. And the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, both the mini and the regular size, are also on sale for 10% off between now and the end of June. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. And next week, watch, I am going to be doing what we call mystery stamping. Don't ask me why I was looking for the words, but I was. Anyway, mystery stamping next Friday, so keep an eye out, and I will post here in Facebook and on my blog the measurements you'll need, and you can stamp along with me and create with me. So I look forward to it. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye.